Rocket League for beginners. I bet you're probably wondering what this video is about if you haven't seen the title card, of course. But anyways, this video covers mechanics, how to improve, the basics of the game, and many more in-depth explanations of Rocket League and how the game works. Now let's get into the meat of the video and start with game modes and cards. To play Rocket League, you have the basics you need to know how to play the game, like driving, flipping, boosting, aerials, power sliding, boost canisters, boost management, and rotations. You can either play with keyboard, on mouse, or using a controller to play on PC, but you're only limited to controller on console, obviously. It all comes down to personal preference and what you like to play with. You use the triggers to stop and go, and triangle or Y for ball cam to toggle it on and off for controllers. But on PC with keyboard and mouse, you use WAS and D to move forward, backwards, left, and right, and you use spacebar for ball cam to toggle it on and off. On a controller, you use X or A to use boost, but I recommend you change it to circle or B because it's much easier to use, and for keyboard and mouse, you use the right mouse button to boost. You flip by pushing the stick forward, backwards, left, or right, and pressing jump. The same thing goes for PC, but you use WAS and D. You use circle or B to jump on controller, but I recommend you switch it to X or A on controller because, again, it's much simpler to use. And on keyboard and mouse, you use the left mouse button to jump. You will eventually run out of boost during the match, so make sure that you pick up boost canisters and boost pads all around the map. Boost pads give you 12 boost, while boost canisters give you 100 boost, which is a full recharge of boost. Once you have boost or grab boost, and you see the ball in the air, you can go for an aerial goal to score on the other team. Ball cam is a camera that you can toggle on and off in game to tell you where the ball is at all times. And there are some game modes that require teamwork, such as 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s. And there's such a thing called rotations, where you and your other teammates rotate around the map to make sure that someone is in goal and the other teammate or teammates are challenging the ball to make sure you score, or so that they don't score on you to either tie up the game or they are in the lead for scoring. One thing you should make sure you can do is communicate with your teammates, because that is essential to winning the game and winning in competitive matches. For example, you can communicate who goes for the ball during kickoff and also who stays and go for the kickoff. You can also use other communication apps like Discord, or you can also talk over the phone, or you can use TeamSpeak or Skype. Another option is a quick chat menu, which Psyonix implemented into the game to help you communicate with teammates even if you don't talk over the phone, Discord, or use any communication applications. Once you enter an online match, you are first met with kickoff, which is where the ball is centered in the middle of the map and everyone is trying to knock the ball onto the opponent's side. And this is also reset once anyone scores in the match, then you have to redo the kickoff over and over again until the end of the match. You also have camera settings, which you can manipulate and change to your liking to help with certain things. Like, for example, how a far camera is better for awareness and a close camera helps with juggling and flicking. It all comes down to personal preference, though. You can also enable crossplay to play with people on PS4 or Xbox One if you are on PC. And if you want to save a replay of a match, you can press the backspace on keyboard and mouse, or the options button on controller. You can also add a key mark to the footage while you're in the game with the same button corresponding to controller and keyboard and mouse. The more you play, the more you learn how to challenge and win a challenge, how passing works, flip resets, power shots, ceiling shots, rotation in different modes, not to overcommit, when to do team and solo plays, and when to use air roll when hitting the ball. It all comes down to practice. The more you play, the more experience you gain, so therefore you will have a better understanding of how the game works and when to do what. There are many different modes to choose from. You have 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s. You also have a competitive mode that has 1v1s, 2v2s, and 3v3s that you can choose from. Ranked game modes have a season that ends every 3 months that you have to get 10 wins to level up a rank to become eligible to earn that reward in that rank. And the ranks go Bronze 1 through 3, Silver 1 through 3, Gold 1 through 3, Platinum 1 through 3, Diamond 1 through 3, Champion 1 through 3, and Grand Champ. Psyonix decided late 2017 to release Hoops, Snow Day, and Rumble as casual game modes. They also decided to recently release Dropshot as a new game mode around May of 2018. Psyonix has now added Hoops, Rumble, and Snow Day as well as Dropshot into a competitive playlist. Hoops is basically the traditional game of basketball instead of soccer. And the goals look like basketball nets instead of soccer nets, so you have to make sure you can aerial good enough to keep up with the ball and other players. Rumble is the regular 3v3 standard game mode, but you have power-ups that you earn every 10 seconds and you can use on against your opponent or you can use on yourself to score goals. Snow Day is the standard 3v3 game mode, but you have a puck instead of the ball and has different properties than the default ball, as well as the stadium change of an icy floor instead of a grassy floor. Dropshot is where you have no goals to score into. You have to hit the ball into the floor and make a hole so that your team can score and win the game. The more the ball doesn't touch the ground, the more powerful and more tiles you will hit and destroy. And this will also require you to be good at predicting and your aerial skill in the game. A car is what makes the person in this game. You have a collection of 40 to 50 cars, and certain groups of cars have hitbox types. The different types are Octane, Dominus, and Hybrid hitboxes. You can also get painted cars of every import and base car in the game. You'll mainly get these from crates, or you will also get these from in-games and earning items to trade them up for high rarities of different types of items like boosts, decals, and other stuff. The Octane hitbox is tall height-wise and short length-wise. This car is good for 1v1s and is an all-around useful car type. The Dominus hitbox is short height-wise but tall length-wise, and the Hybrid hitbox is middle ground between the Octane and Dominus hitbox. The most used cars are Octane, Dominus, and Batmobile. The Octane is good for power shots and juggling. The Dominus is good for air dribbles, flicks, and aerials, and the Batmobile is like a longer Dominus. Next also releases DLC cars you can buy that has any of the 3 hitboxes I mentioned. And to be honest though, don't buy them if you're already used to a car because you'll end up using the car for 3 matches and then immediately switch back to what you're used to most of the time. Once you get addicted to the game like me, you'll really want to improve mechanics and decision making to climb the ranks and play better. So you would get into free play, custom training, Steam Workshop maps, and many other different types of training in the game to hone your skills. To first start the game, you are put into a basic tutorial that will give you a taste of the basics before you are able to play the game that you can revisit anytime. Default training in the game is okay, but it's not great compared to what we have now. But I recommend you would score at least an 80% or higher before you do any other training in the game. You also have free play, which allows you to practice in a field that has no players. You can also turn off unlimited boost if you want an authentic match experience, but otherwise you don't have to. Boost canisters give a full refill, while boost pads give you 12. You can also change to any map in the game besides Hoops, Snow Day, or Dropshot maps to practice on. You can also use the Steam Workshop to download training maps to help you with dribbling, aerials, and car control. You can also use private matches to make spectators to make the game go into slow motion, change the ball size, or change ball type to help you train for specific situations. For example, change the match time to unlimited, game speed to slow-mo, and boost to unlimited to help you learn how to juggle and dribble and learn to make tiny adjustments to keep the ball on top of your car. There are also different types of maps that have different things, like the Neo Tokyo Stadium that has humps on both sides of the stadium that go from goal to goal. Chaotix introduced trading into the game in late 2017, and ever since then there have been three types of players: people that trade and don't play, people that play but don't trade, and players like me that play and trade if there's something that they want to get. To be able to trade, you usually get keys which you can buy. One key costs $1.29, 5 keys cost $4.99, 10 keys cost $9.99, and 20 keys cost $19.99. You also have a 7-day trade luck on the keys. This means that once you buy the keys, you have to wait 7 days before you are able to trade with them. I don't get why they do this, but it's stupid in my opinion, because they should allow you to trade immediately. Because once you get the keys, you're excited to actually buy the item, but you can't because you have to wait 7 days, which is annoying sometimes, or most of the time. When you play the game, you have a slight chance to get a crate. In this crate, you can open with a key, but this wastes 20 keys that you bought. You can also use decryptors, which you can earn only during special events, and these are basically keys, but the catch is that you can't trade the item you get from the crates using decryptors. Things you can get out of the crate are just like the basic loot box system of any game, except you have tiers in the following order from lowest to highest: rare, very rare, imports, exotic, and black market. And most of the items you can get from the crate can come painted in the following colors: burnt sienna, saffron, crimson, titanium white, orange, pink, sky blue, forest green, lime, and black. They can also come certified, which means it tracks something else that the item usually doesn't track. Like, for instance, wheels track how far you have rode or driven across the stadium. But you can get them certified for goalkeeper, meaning that they count how many saves you've gotten using those wheels while they're equipped. You are also able to get painted and certified versions of most items in crates as well. You can also trade for items in crates on trading sites like RL Trade Finder and RL Garage. You can either trade with keys, or you can be a person that has the item that a person wants. You also have black market, decals, and gold explosions. These are the most valuable items in any crate. Some of the black market, gold explosions, and decals can come painted. Psyonix has released 10 plus crates in which the game has retired 4 of them so that they could make space for new crates. But the only way to get the items from the retired crates is to trade for them. Crates will always have new items, but will keep 2 previous black market decals or gold explosions in the new crate. You can trade crates for any caliber of item, from black markets to very rares. I would recommend not opening crates, but buying items from the crates you want with keys. It is much faster, and you also waste less money in the long run. The crates mostly give you crap. You rarely get anything good unless you're lucky like these YouTubers doing crate unboxings or openings. You can trade item for item, but usually have to overpay by a lot to get them to give you what you want. So I'd recommend you trade in pure keys. If you want to look at an item before you trade for it, I'd recommend using something like Backy's Mod or Alpha Console. With this, you can change anything you want besides items like cars or certifications. Applications like Backy's Mod or Alpha Console are client-side, therefore meaning that only you see the change, but the other players in the game don't see the change. So this is the best thing to do for if you want to get an item that you don't know that if you like it or not yet.
It's not. But still,
for example, you can also change the color of your car body if it comes in a painted version or not.
A different color?
Files.
I'll check
Alpha
it out.
Console and Backy's Mod are for PC players
painted
only.
certified? Okay, let's have a cheek.
Psyonix released an update this August that allows you to create clubs with team colors, acronyms, and names that represent you in-game. If you get into a match against another club, this will change the color of your card despite what team you are on. So get out there and invite your friends to your club and have fun, because Rocket League is best enjoyed with close friends that you can joke around with and have fun with. The community in this game is toxic, funny, and helpful all at the same time. I know it makes no sense, but it just happens. I honestly have no clue how it works. Once in a match, I had someone try to actually sell me hentai. No joke. But you can also go 5 matches in one day and people be extremely toxic to you. But then you can end up in one match and have the nicest person be talking to you and you have fun messing with them and just having a general bond over playing a game with a complete stranger, which is really quite amazing if you think about it. But the toxic people can call you racial slurs, but it all just depends on what game you hop into, basically. The Rocket League community is one of the most creative communities I've ever been a part of, and there are also multiple mechanics that have been discovered over the years, and there are still mechanics that have yet to be discovered that people are still trying to master today. There are countless freestyle montages, commentaries, funny videos, funny mutated videos, just in general, a lot of content creation that really helps boost the game's sales, as well as also make people go, hey, that looks fun, I should definitely try that out. There are content creators like Squishy Muffins, Jazer, Pulse Clan. You also have people that do commentaries and guides like Smuffins, Lethamir, Sunless Khan, Floop, John Sandman. All these creators make very good videos, and you should check them out in your free time. Also has a Twitch stream where they put pro players up against each other on the road to the Rocket League Championship Series, or LCS for short. You can also link your Twitch account to get rewards in-game just for watching. Monstercat has also chosen Torco Science to put their music in the game. They've also made collaborative albums that you can buy in the Google Play Store or iTunes Store. Songs has also worked with companies like Hot Wheels, Jurassic Park, Fast and the Furious, DC Comics, and even companies that make drinks like Brits.
Cloud9 pages from the series they play. There's a lot of balls into the corner, just trying to hang on to possession out the midfield and hoping G2 makes a mistake back there.
But now we have a chance for Garrett. Leaves that for Justin. Justin, the shot off the back wall just a little bit high.
It was a great idea from Garrett G as well, because him initially jumping that ball makes G2 respect the potential of that play. A huge bump and a quick counterattack. Fireburner just spawned and will get the save.
That was a close call, Fireburner. Fortunately, that demo allowed him to be back for the shot. Garrett G looked like he wanted that flip reset, but he didn't get it. Justin interrupting the dribble from Kronovi. Fire interrupting, or trying to, the dribble from JKnaps, but JKnaps hits crossbar and Kronovi finishes it off.
Psyonix recently released a Rocket Pass this August, and it ends on November 25th. You can get over 100 customizable items in the game just by playing the game, leveling up to get higher in the tiers. Yes, we get that it copied Fortnite, but you're also wrong to think that Fortnite was the original one that actually had the Battle Pass, because Dota 2 originally had the Battle Pass, but Fortnite just made it popular. So to all people that think that Fortnite was the original Battle Pass people, you guys would be wrong, because every game copies certain mechanics from any game that has ever been made, so really no game was original. The Premium Pass costs 10 keys, and that is where you can get a majority of these items by leveling up and playing through the tiers, basically. You don't have to pay the Premium Pass to be able to get items, because there's also a free pass portion of the Rocket Pass, just like the Battle Pass in Fortnite or the Battle Pass in Dota 2, that will allow you to get other items that aren't as flashy as the items in the Premium Pass, but they're still pretty cool to get as well. The Rocket Pass goes from tier 1 to 70, but once you get past the tier 70, which is where the basic item stops, you are able to get painted and certified items from the Rocket Pass. You are also able to get 10 keys throughout the Rocket Pass just by playing up to tier 90 to get your original payback of 10 keys that you bought the Rocket Pass originally for. Rocket League also has seasonal events for Halloween, Easter, and Christmas. You play matches to earn tokens to use as currency to buy items in the in-game shop. And you can also earn decryptors and theme crates from the shop as well. They are doing a Halloween event on the 15th of October, and it ends on the 5th of November as of this date. You can customize your car with toppers, boost, decals, trails, engine sounds, wheels, and goal explosions. You can also have a custom title, banner, and borders, as well as earn painted hats, decals, wheels, and goal explosions in-game or from crates. You can also change the paint finishes on your car to have different combinations of up to probably 10,000 different combinations of decals, wheels, boost, and everything that you customize your car within the game. Now here are some items I like to show you that you can use to customize your car with. This is a section for players who have played Rocket League and want to improve to get higher in the ranks, and in general, just be better at the game.
You can push the opposite
The skills you need to learn how to do is how to demo people, how to shadow, flick, do fast kickoffs, dribble, half flip, manage your boost correctly, wave dash, stealing boost on other teams, and bumping or demoing people on the other team to score a goal. Some of the other things you may want to learn but aren't important for basic improvement are freestyling, stalling, stealing shots, the unstoppable move, and air dribbles. You should try to learn these at some point, but I'm going to only focus on the basic skills you need to learn to improve. But I would still recommend that you look up how to do these different types of things on YouTube though. You demo people once you reach supersonic speed and bump into players on the other team, making them blow up so that you can score the goal easier. Here's an example of how this works effectively. As you see in the gameplay, I'm driving towards him at full speed with the ball easily savable, but if I demo him in the net, he can't save the ball. Therefore, I score an easy savable shot. Shadowing is where you leave space between you and the player to make sure that they can't flick the ball over you, but you can also shut them down for trying to make a dribble goal on you, or they're trying to get the ball over you. This is primarily used in 1v1s, but can be useful in other modes as well. Dribbling is where you match the ball speed, and you have the ball on top of your car as well at the same time, so therefore you keep that momentum, and you are able to keep the ball forward on your car while you're driving. And once you have this, you're able to have many options of scoring on your opponent. You could flick the ball, you could dribble the ball, or you could also pop the ball over someone, or you have the option to let it roll off your car and then go ahead of the ball and demo the person to make them miss a really savable shot. You half flip by canceling your back flip halfway through, and then you air roll left or right and land on your wheels. You use this when players power clear the ball to the other side of the field and you have to save it, but you don't have time to completely turn around. You should also learn how to manage your boost so you don't run out of boost when you need it most, and also learn how to grab pads and not deal with having to grab boost canisters every single time. Because this will overall slow you down in the game, because if you're constantly grabbing boost canisters, you are not going to be able to protect the goal, and therefore people will be able to score you much easier. You should also learn how to boost steal. This is when you take all the boost canisters on the map so that the opponents can't get any boost if they don't boost, so therefore you make the goal easier to score, and therefore they also can't challenge. Either way, this will be a win-win situation for you. You should also learn how to wave dash. You do this by jumping, and then once you see two wheels landing in the desired direction, position
you
you want
guys.
to
I know
jump
some
in.
people had
You
questions.
press jump
There's a
again,
couple other
propelling yourself
tutorials out there
forward while also
on
not
this,
flipping. This helps you recover
but
better, as well as also makes
know.
you reach
I'm hoping maybe I
supersonic a
can
lot
give you guys some
faster.
insight.
I would
onto
recommend
it.
looking up
And,
tutorials by
fun fact, I don't
Novi,
even
Squishy
think,
Muffins,
I
Jazer,
don't
and
think
Mason
Janice
RL
actually
to
like
improve
knows
your
how to
game
wave dash on
for this
purpose. He
video.
told me that when he did 5 goals, and show you my kickoff. So this is a corner kickoff, and I'll go in at full speed, and then I'll slow it down a little bit. But usually, I just do that. And normally, I wouldn't be aiming directly for the net. Usually in a 1v1, you have an opponent who's going to oppose you in the corner. So my angle is a little bit aimed towards the net. So that's all. But I'll slow it down just a little bit. So the first thing I do is, actually, I need to go back even farther. So you can see that I'm not actually aimed at the ball on the kickoff, but I want to flip towards the ball in the best line possible and still get the boost. So I get the boost and I start turning. And let's say if I did a regular front flip, or if I just let go of my control stick, I would go flying past this ball. I'm not in line with the ball. I do a corner flip diagonally left to basically get back on track. And after my flip, I'm in the perfect landing zone, which is right here. This gap between your car and the ball is, I would say, an appropriate gap that gives you enough time to flip at the ball when you land. If you land too close, you're not going to get the flip at the ball. And if your opponent flips at the ball, they'll probably win a 50-50 on you. And if you land too far away, then there's a lot of run-up time and it's just a slow kickoff. So once again, use all my boost to get this boost pad.
As you can see, I have 1,344 hours on Rocket League on PC, and I have about 500 hours on PS4, which is where I first learned to play the game. I switched to PC because it had a whole lot more that I could do and customize, so I switched, and I relatively had nothing to start with on PS4, so it was a really easy transition. And this game has had a special place in my heart. This game has been the worst game that I bought on Steam, and it's been the only game that I have stuck with, because I've spent probably $500 on games that I've played for like a month and then never play again, pretty much because I'm always constantly playing Rocket League. This game is fun, frustrating, and satisfying at the same time. You can be happy for 5 matches in a row because you're dominating teams after team after team, but you could be tilted for the next 15 hours because you keep on either playing like absolute garbage or you end up getting beat all the time. This game has its ups and downs, but generally it's more of a positive experience than a negative one. I would say that this game is relatively worth your money if you are thinking about trying this game out. If you don't like it, you can refund it for the full amount if you don't have more than 5 hours, I believe, on the game on Steam. But with console, I'm not sure if you can actually refund the game or not. But I would recommend everyone at least try it out once, even though if you don't like it and it's boring, then just don't play it anymore. I also think that Psyonix has done a great job of keeping up the upkeep of the game and making sure that the game is always fun, even though they do miss some good opportunities for new game modes or new crates or new cars. But they overall do a good job on monitoring the game and update it regularly as well. They have also been doing a really good job listening to the fan base. And I also want to say a special thanks to PickerPixel, John Sandman, Pulse Clan, Jazer, Kernovi, Rizzo, King Ranny, Squishy Muffins, and Super Butter Bunch for the footage to help me make this video. They are all great content creators that I think you should check out on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial in beginner's guide on how to play Rocket League, and have a nice day.